Okay, and we are back again. Glorious. I sorted out my audio settings as well, YouTube, so if there's a tweak there, that would be why. So let's see what we missed. It doesn't look like the Austrian counterattack has happened yet. Andalusia is moving on into Austria. I told them to play on, by the way, which is why they've been playing on. We have the Danish moving ever further south. What is Val doing? This would make me nervous if I was France. And probably if I was Andalusia as well. So we do have the French forces and the Andalusians moving fairly deeply into Austria. Andalusia needs to be a bit careful though. Their manpower reserves are low. Also, we've got Calico who has come back now. Calico ate up Hormuz. They have not returned their territory to the Ottomans. I don't know what the rules here are. Because this technically was a legit war. It was AI versus AI. Someone just denied something to Calico. But that's not what we're interested in. We are interested in the French situation. In fact, we probably should be sitting... Oh, the Netherlands was just beaten by somebody. Who were you fighting? Are you actually at war with someone, or you just fight some rebels? You're not fighting against anyone. Denmark is steering trade to Holland, so Holland and Denmark probably have a trade agreement. Let's see what you're subsidizing right now. That's usually a pretty good indicator. Diplomatic expenses, 10 ducats a month to Denmark. So they've got an agreement where Denmark basically sends all the trade from Lübeck to Holland. Holland then uses their superior trade ideas to convert those ducats into cash, and then he sends a subsidy to Denmark by way of saying, cheers! It's the strategy that Delhi and myself were using during the Indian Thunderdome game. Where Delhi would send me all of their trade, I would then convert it into money, sweet, sweet, sweet money, and then send them a subsidy. And that way we both made more money, especially because I was a merchant republic at the time, which also meant that I was boosting Delhi's production in the same region. The Dutch were hired by France, yes, but the Austrian armies are back here, so I don't know what they were fighting, so they were definitely retreating from something. And the Dutch are still controlling them. That's how condottieri work. So the war currently seems to be rather passive. I think Austria is fairly happy to let the forts take the brunt of the fighting. I'm curious what level forts these are though, because they don't seem to be holding up the enemy for very long. Level 4, level 4, level 4, level 4. Okay, they're all pretty good forts. I guess Andalusia has... You do have improved foraging. That might be why you're going first. Oh no, France has it too. Andalusia, 10 artillery, 0 artillery. Mixture of artillery, 13, 1 artillery. So Andalusia has the more artillery, which I guess is why they're letting Andalusia do the sieging. Andalusia also coming in with their fleet. Is there a flagship in this? Can't even see what their fleet is comprised of. We would need to select Andalusia to see that. Their flagship is present. Can we see what it does? We can! Maslow cannon, so he's got extra cannon, so that character does a ton more damage. Trade route map, which is an interesting choice, I'll talk about why in a moment. And then also fleet morale, and also, yeah, maintenance is fairly standard. So he's just tried to make this as tanky a fleet as possible. Now, the trade route map is important because any fleet that this ship is attached to, every ship, even those that don't usually do trade, now has a trade power. Which means... all of the galleons, all of the trading, or all of the transports, all of the heavies now have a trade value associated, meaning that they can privateer properly and actually generate trade power, but more importantly, they can protect trade. And watching Grugi's stream, he's one of the developers of EU4, he was doing exactly the same thing. He was basically paying for his entire war fleet. Oh, war. Because of that. So we've got 7.2... Wait. Commonwealth. Ha! So Austria's hired Commonwealth condottieri. This is 110,000 against 102. We have the Irish coming in a bit belatedly. The Commonwealth is dominating in terms of morale. The numbers are definitely in Andalusia and France's side, but we just have those Commonwealth troops just smashing everything before them with their 40% infantry combat and 73% cavalry combat. So the Austrian Commonwealth alliance definitely paying off here. So I think the Austrians were waiting the arrival of their Commonwealth allies, plus the 3-star 6663 general. Wow, that's kind of insane. What is your army tradition? 83. Yeah, no wonder. Jediminas Ozrowski is probably the best general I've ever seen in this game. 6663. I mean, you rarely get 2 6s, let alone 3. And also having a decent siege to boot. Clearly the the Commonwealth is spending a lot of points on re-rolling generals. You do have quality. They don't even have offensive. Offensive gives you the most leader pips. That's literally just from re-rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling. Crazy. Andalusia has been exiled. I think the peace deal has been made. So they've basically gone, yeah, we're not going to be fighting the Commonwealth anytime soon. They lost a lot of manpower. Andalusia needs to replenish 21,000. They only have 13 in the bank. France needs to... Oh, it needs 2,000. So the French actually suffered the least in that war. Andalusia, I would say, took the brunt. Darkfighter talking about privateers. Who's Darkfighter playing us again? Timmy. Timurids are having privateer issues, are you? Down in Hormuz. Nope. Why are we talking about these privateers? I'm not seeing any. Because I know that the Danish have been very aggressively using privateers. Seville would be the place to privateer right now. Although they probably can't reach. No, I don't know where they are. So actually, if we go to the Danes, we select their trade fleet, or the light fleet, which is that one. They're off the coast of the Netherlands right now, so they probably were privateering the English Channel. Well, no, they have a positive trade agreement with the Dutch. They wouldn't benefit from this. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just sitting there going, don't screw with me, otherwise I will steal all of your trade. Alright, so what did Andalusia take in that war? If we go to the diplomatic map mode, we can see what they don't yet have courts. They took 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces. Japan, Dallas, Greater Berlin, and Houston. Iron. Oh, trade zone. Cloth. Wine. Cloth, and another trade. So they took 2 trade nodes, which is wise. Still taking over more and more of Sevilla, although this is giving them an in to Genoa. And Genoa is probably, at least in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion, the best trade node in the world. Like, it just gets fed by everything. France took Navarra, so they did. Why did France want Navarra? It's a bit of a weird choice. Well, I guess it's mountains. It's just an extra line of defense from the south. Yeah, they did take that. Oh, and they took Roussillon. And Florida. Yeah, they took both of those. Hang on, that's from Andalusia's perspective. Yeah. Currently turning those into cores. That's what they took. They also took Foraquia from Austria. Yes, this was Austrian. They actually took some land from Austria. That's interesting. Here come the Aragonese army. Wait, did we miss anything? Wait, where's half our country gone right now? Do I have freezing and stuttering problems in the late game around 1800? I think CPU related. I have not had an issue with that, no. I have that in Hearts of Iron, but not in E4. Condottieri is limited to a 24 stack, and that was a 24 stack. It was a pretty effective stack. I would say, actually, the Commonwealth and the Dutch Condottieri there had a really big impact. The Dutch are what edged that first fight against the Austrians, allowing them to push Austria out of France, and then the Commonwealth Condottieri coming in to basically prevent the invasion of Austria. That's some of the best Condottieri use I've seen. Ever. Like, I almost never use them.
Hey.
Hello. What's up, Denmark?
So, yeah, what about Trav switching nations? She's kind of very dead right now.
Yeah, I would say that's acceptable.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, the partition of Sweden has been very much in the Commonwealth's favor.
Yes, I've been noticing this. So how do you feel about that?
I'm actually alright. Me and Helson have an agreement.
Okay. Because, yeah, I'm astonished you let him get Stockholm.
Yeah.
Because that crossing basically allows him to just completely bypass Sapmi.
Yeah. We have an agreement, though.
Okay.
I trust it will hold up, because there are tremendous consequences for him if he betrays it.
Well, he is
Notably,
now...
the pirates!
I was going to say, he is now completely reliant on Baltic trade.
Uh-huh.
And
our agreement is, he doesn't kill me, I don't pirate him.
It's a pretty solid agreement, to be honest. And I have to say, like, in Helson's favour, yes, he's a pretty aggressive player, but he is trustworthy. Like, he doesn't break agreements when he makes them. At least he hasn't yet.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't.
Well, I think
sure hope so.
It would do a tremendous amount of damage for both sides, because Scandinavia is tough to conquer. He would struggle to take your home islands, and you could demolish his economy. Probably more so than any other player.
Yeah. So, I have some ridiculous plans coming up. You'll see those.
I would expect no less from you, Val. Ridiculous and Val kind of work together.
They do. Alright, well, see you.
Well, thanks for the update. Appreciate that.
Cool.
Arabia's at war with somebody. Who's Arabia fighting against right now? Arabia is fighting against... That's Andalusia. Click away, click on you. Karakanulu and Nogai, gobbling up some more of the Ottoman neighbour, which the Ottomans did not take. I still think that was a mistake. Leaving Karakanulu alive and not absorbing them is a mistake. Alright, so what did the Timurids do? They took out some of the territories from Delhi. They have not yet taken Delhi, which I think is required for the Mughals. Let's actually take a look. Title of Khalifa... That's not it. Combat Sikhism. Mughal Empire, here we are. So they've taken Lahore, which is one of the requirements. And then, yeah, they need to take these two. So they need to go against Delhi and they need to go against Jaunpur. Although it looks like Malwa's about to take it, so they're going to need to take out Malwa and Delhi. But this snake definitely looks like this is the Timurid attempt to create the Mughals. Doesn't look like he's going for the other stuff. And that's why. It's like the Mughals are very strong. Very, very strong, in fact. So I'm very curious to see a Mughal Commonwealth conflict. I think that those Mughals are probably the only nation which could take down the Commonwealth right now, or take on the Commonwealth. As Val was saying, I do think that Denmark is in the best position to hamstring the Commonwealth economically, so anyone who does go against the Commonwealth might want to seek Danish assistance. Oh, blue flames, blue flames, blue flames. Andalusia is at war again against Portugal. Interesting. Who declared this one? That's not what I meant. I want wars. Here it is. The Andalusian conquest of the Algarves. The Andalusians are going all out aggressive right now, wanting to take out the bottom of this. So I suspect that Andalusia has gotten a taste of that juicy Sevilla trade.
Indeed
and is trying to take that. Hello.
Except, you know, it's just all of us looking at Portugal and going, hey, you're too big, let's cut you down a tad bit, eh?
I mean, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Alright, so we've got Matriarch Trav rejoining because she's switching countries. I don't actually know who she's playing as.
Oh, okay. How do you like that war with Austria?
It was interesting. I was actually saying it was... this is the Netherlands, by the way. That Dutch condottieri won them the first battle, and then the Commonwealth condottieri won Austria the second battle.
Yeah, I was looking at that second battle. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be one-sided, but, you know, we're going to put up a fight. No.
You did put up a fight. I mean, the numbers were there. You were winning number-wise, but that Commonwealth morale is what trounced you.
Morale. Yeah, he got an event, I think. 20% assist gross. But no, we got what we really wanted out of that war. Austria isn't Defender of the Faith. That was the main goal, I swear. That's all we wanted. Yeah, if you lose a war where you're called in as the Defender of the Faith, you lose the Defender of the Faith.
That makes sense.
So that's 500 ducats gone.
So Matriarch Trav's coming in as Ava. That's a good choice. I endorse that choice.
Where the hell is Ava?
Ava is in Southeast Asia next to Bengal.
I thought so.
They're actually they're basically the Netherlands of the East. They have a ridiculously high development and it's all floodplains. Or farmlands.
Well, you know, we forgot to talk to Ireland, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Ireland kind of turned up later. It's like, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to see what's going on in this battle, so...
Alrighty, I will jump back.
Yeah, cool. Alright, so we have got France, we have got Andalusia jumping in against Portugal. Portugal's side has got Vigenaga, who has the potential to bring in the numbers, but I don't really know how they're going to enter this war, because they would need to ship a lot of troops a very long way. So I don't really see how this alliance benefits them. But Andalusia, France, Holland, all going against Portugal. Portugal kind of leaving themselves isolated diplomatically. I'm a little bit surprised that Ireland's not come in. Also, I've just noticed Mali has jumped in. This is the moment that Mali has been waiting for. Mali has been hurting ever since the Europeans started to take their coast. Remember, there was a huge conflict between the Netherlands, Portugal, and Mali. And Mali is going to want to retake these Dutch territories, but this is an opportunity to reclaim some of the coast. So this is a very well-timed and very well-judged war by everyone except for Portugal. Portugal is trying to frantically summon some additional soldiers. I'm going to assume that those are mercenary, though we can't see right now. We have their army charging in against Palencia. Palencia, I can't tell. Let's see the battle. Battle. France coming in with a -1. Portugal has more discipline, but France has the more morale, which is not a surprise. France also had the better combination of troops, and also Portugal's just waiting for these extra forces to arrive, which was a mistake, because now they're just going to be picked off one at a time. Here come the Dutch forces. This siege is about to fall. That's why he was trying to jump in there. I get that. Andalusia, meanwhile, sieging down the south. These are level 4 forts, so Portugal has been good, just like Austria, with the building up of their fortifications. And now we're basically just waiting for them to crunch in. So I wonder, are they going to be taking colonies, or are they going to be taking Portugal itself? Because the Dutch definitely have some colonial aspirations. There is a big conflict here in the Caribbean. This is all Andalusia. This is all Portugal. We do have the Portuguese colonials currently beating the Andalusian colonials. This is an opportunity for Andalusia to really seize control of the Caribbean. And both factions have been investing very heavily in developing those colonies. We do have the Portuguese down here in Panama, so this will be an opportunity to steal Panama away from them. And then we've also got Brazil. I can't really see there being much of a conflict for South America. Yes, Andalusia has a colony here. It is a centre of trade, so it's well chosen, but I think this was actually established by the AI when Andalusia was not here. I think there's going to be a lot more interest about this, but there's also going to be a lot of interest about this territory. Here's another battle. Andalusia coming in against the Portuguese. 105 discipline against 110, so the Portuguese discipline is good. Portuguese morale is also good. Remember, Andalusia's morale is lower than a lot of the Europeans. Combat balance is decent. I think both sides could do with a bit more artillery at this point, and the Andalusians were able to beat that one. Although, bear in mind, Andalusia does have that -15% fire resist. So... oh, sorry, the +15 fire resist. They resist fire better, so artillery would have less of an impact. What is the artillery tech right now? We are still... Oh, actually, no, it's too early. You don't really want to focus on artillery as a battlefield tool until chambered demi-cannon. At the earliest. Leather cannons when they really start to come in on their own. So no, having fewer artillery at the moment is fine for battles. Artillery at this phase of the game is purely about siege capabilities. But I think that Portugal's just finding themselves completely outgunned. I suspect that Portugal's going to lose all of their colonies, or at least the majority of them, down here in Africa. Or at least in
Mordred.
What up?
So after taking the Baltic trade node and upgrading all my trade things, I am now making 28 ducats a month in trade from 7.
That's a pretty substantial upgrade.
Yes. So I am closer to keeping up with the Mamluks.
In fact, yeah, that's a good point. I wanted to take a look at whose income is the most. I mean, I shouldn't really do this while there's war going on, but I'll do it real quick.
Alright, well, I'm going to head back.
You're now 3rd overall. You're only 60 ducats behind Arabia.
Where I was like 100 almost earlier.
Yeah. Oh, another battle. France fighting against Portugal. France dominating with the morale. Portugal coming in with 2 pips less. But Portugal does have the higher tech because they do have the better military tactics. Oh no, that's purely the discipline, isn't it? It does look like the French are going to hold out here simply because their morale is better, even though the Portuguese outnumbered them. There are still Portuguese numbers being caught out. Let's just see what these units they are raising. I am going to guess that they are all mercenary. Oh, I can click them. Yes, those are indeed mercenary forces. So Portugal is spending deep. How many loans have they gone to? They've still got 4 loans. It's not terrible. That's definitely recoverable. Losing a lot of money right now, but that's going to be replenishment. And also hemorrhaging manpower. So at this stage in the war, I would start removing the infantry units. You don't want them taking up the valuable bit of manpower you have. You want that manpower to be saved for your cavalry and your artillery, because cavalry and artillery mercenaries are so much more expensive. So have mercenaries make up the bulk of your infantry forces and then save your manpower for your cavalry and your artillery, and use consolidation to do that.